I mean, it is what it is. You are who you are. Okay? You are who you are. I like that. You like that? I think I'm going to work with it. You are who you are. So, what do I have for you in this vid? I want to tell you a secret. Listen, it's a secret now, but I don't want it to be a secret. So in order for it not to stay a secret, I need you to spread it. Tell it. Snitch. Whatever you need to do to get it to somebody else, that's what I need you to do. So, struggling with diabetes, this YouTube channel. Right now, of course, I don't have that many subscribers. I'm just starting, you know. And I'm learning all of this while I'm doing all of this. You know, that's a big job. You know, I'm not one of these young'uns that know this stuff like the back of their hand or the front of their hand, whatever you want to say. No, it takes me a minute to understand this stuff, learn this stuff and understand it. You know, algorithm. Listen, and I'm going to get to what I'm talking about in a second. But when I first heard of algorithm, it was in the 80s. You know, a lot of these youngins weren't even born. They probably was just getting ready to be born. You know. And some of them wasn't born at all. A lot of them. But I first heard about that because I had recently then in the 80s. As a matter of fact, it was 1979, 1980, 1981. Within that block of time, I purchased a synthesizer, a keyboard. My very first. It was called a Yamaha DX7. Look it up. That was the first time I heard that word algorithm. And it wasn't used in mainstream. No, it was just used, in my experience, in the music community. Algorithm. So, and I'm gonna get to a point. Give me a second. It takes me a minute. I'm not 20 years old. And now with the YouTube, I'm hearing the algorithm. In Twitter, I'm hearing algorithm. In Facebook, algorithm. Not so much in Facebook, maybe. And so they say, well, what you got to do is you got to add these what's called metadata and stuff behind the scenes. People don't actually see, but the computer system knows, you know, these phrases and these words. You need tag words and you need this and you need that and all of this other, you know, like you're in the Matrix. So now I'm trying to do all of that with this website. That's what I'm trying to get to. This website or my YouTube channel. That's what I'm telling you. I need you to tell some people. I know this is like a goofy. I know I'm goofy. This is what it is. It's goofy. But bottom line, I need you to tell somebody about the YouTube channel, Struggling with Diabetes, at Struggling with Diabetes, so I can get on the map. You know what I mean? Why? Because I truly and genuinely want to help and assist others who are dealing with this chronic condition just like me. And if you're not dealing with it, maybe you know someone who is dealing with it and or struggling with it. You know, I'm struggling with diabetes. doesn't mean I'm losing. I'm struggling and standing tall. At the same time I'm struggling, I'm standing tall. Now, how about that? At the same time I'm struggling, I'm kicking ass. How about that? I'm not laying down and not giving up my get up. I'm getting up each time struggling, or each time diabetic situations get me down, I'm getting back up. And that's the struggle, because I know that I'm going to get knocked down again, but each time I get knocked down, I'm going to get back up. And that's what I'm trying, or that's why I'm trying to empower others. Give them the opportunity to validate their knowledge of knowing. I don't know if that's all the same thing. Knowing that they can get back up. I want to validate you knowing that you can get back up. So I need you. Wow, I sound like Bobby Brady. I need you. I need you to like. I need you to subscribe. Well, you already. Hopefully, you have. If you haven't, go ahead, push that button now, and then I need you to share it. Share it with friends, family. Share it with people who aren't friends. You're not friends with. Just share it. I don't care. Because here it's all about help. No hype, no filter, just help. So what am I talking about now? I am getting back into the space of writing my book, or finishing my book. And it's not, I don't want you to feel that, hey, I've jumped on the bandwagon of just putting out a self-help book. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's not I don't even understand that terminology, or that trope, or that slogan, self-help. I really don't. I don't subscribe to that. Put it that way. I don't subscribe to that. So maybe it's a thing, and maybe there's a lot of people who subscribe, or who believe, or who trust, or who... what was that? I heard, I don't know if I hit a rock or something, but when I hear stuff, especially driving on these highways these days, you want to stop and figure out what's going on, because you never know. Anyway, so not subscribing to self-help, but it's more of a memoir of my experiences, as I battled with my faith. How I got to a crossroad where I actually felt, and I knew my faith, the foundation of my faith was cracking, crumbling, and shaking, and about to fall in. And it was due to a series of things, but all precipitated by type 2 diabetes. And for some of you who have saw some of the videos that I put out, Storytime, Backstories, all of that, where I discussed, or where I shared, my first time being diagnosed with pre-diabetes and all of that other stuff, you may come to know a piece of my story, or you'll see the impetus of, where it all began with me. And so if you haven't, I would, encourage you to go and check out some of those videos. But anyway, I have gotten to the place where, you know what, I'm past the judgmental part or judgmental stage where I was thinking that, wow, what are people going to say? What are people going to think? What are people going to feel? And those are things that are blockers. You know, they block us from doing the things that we should do, or we more likely than not will better position us in life or in our journey or on our journey. When we start thinking about what someone else feels or what someone else thinks about what we're doing, particularly in the realm of change. When you want to change yourself, when you want to do things to make things better for you. More often than not, people, they're not really looking or expecting change from you. They're expecting the same old, same old. Hey, it's another day, new day. Yeah, I know you said you were going to lose 5 pounds, but hey, fine if you do, fine if you don't, but I really don't think you're gonna do it. Yeah, I know you said, hey, this is your last cigarette. You told me that the other week. You wasn't gonna buy any more cigarettes. Yeah, whatever, we'll see. They don't believe at some point you will come to the agreement with your body and your mind and your promise to yourself that you will not smoke another cigarette. They don't believe in that last one. So what they do, condescending, they will say, yeah, okay, sure. And because you're looking at what they said and you're feeling what they said, all of that energy is going within you. And then it puts you in a place where you will say, you know what, they're right. Why even bother? Why try? And if it doesn't put you in that place, you'll have that on the back of your mind and you'll be like, And then it will kind of weigh in that balance, you know, when you're trying to reconcile things within yourself, and that will be on that reconciliation scale, and it will tilt it to not, meaning it's not going to be in your favor, not in the long run. So you'll be like, whatever. I know it seems like I'm just talking. No, I'm talking to someone right now, because I was that one. And in no uncertain terms, I'm still that one. I gotta fight. We have to fight to move forward. Type 2 diabetes or type 2 diabetics, and not even just type 2 diabetics, people in general, when you get to a place where you want change, you want to start making a change, everything is going to attempt to get in your way of making that change. Your belief system, your eyes, your sight rather, not your eyes, not what you see, but your sight. And there's a difference, and I think I have a short video that talks about sight and seeing. But everything is going to get in your way. It's going to block you. It's going to become a hindrance to make it more difficult for you not to change. because it doesn't benefit all of those other things for you to change. You know, for you to start eating correctly based on what your body needs, based on what's going on the inside. See, you're different from the next person, so you can't do what the next person does. Although we think that. We think because we're the same size, we're the same height, we're the same age, we're the same, your gender, all of that stuff. Those are the only factors we take into account. But the data points are so vast that you would have to consider to know the difference in what someone else is doing and what you should do or shouldn't do. So with all of that being said, I let those things stop me in the past from doing this, and that is writing this book. And it's my memoir to help somebody. We got that. That's foundational. And I started it in 2017. 2017, that was 8 years. It's 2025 now. So that's 8 years, right? I started that 8 years ago. And every time I would pick up a pen, or I would get on my computer, open up Microsoft Word, and start pecking and putting sentences together to make paragraphs, to make chapters, I would stop. Why did I stop? Because I started thinking about, what am I doing? For real? Who's going to read this? Who's going to understand it? Who's going to want this? What am I doing? What am I doing? I'm thinking about what somebody else thinks. Putting what I think in the back seat. Everything that I want and everything that I feel and everything that I'm thinking and everything that I'm feeling, I'm putting it on the back burner. Just to put what I think or what I'm projecting someone else is thinking and or feeling. I don't know. I'm projecting it, or I'm, guessing. And it's not necessarily so. And even if it is, what does that matter in the whole scheme of things? Because that's just one person. What happens when that person changes his or her mind? And now they're on board. Now you stop your whole program based on what one person or two persons or 3, 4, a whole community of people were saying or feeling. And now that community has moved on, but you didn't. You didn't move on what your heart was telling you to do or what you were already born to do, and you just put it in back of you. And then as you put it in back of you, of course, things are going to cool off and you're going to forget. Or you're not going to want it later. That's what happens with a lot of our ideas when dealing with what people think. I'm challenging you today, right here, right now. Really strive to not operate on what people think. I know in some cases that has to be some type of barometer for you to get your subject matters together and, things of that nature. But at the same time, don't let that be the thing that makes you run to the finish line or drop your baton and say, I'm done. Not that. Not somebody else. If you're going to drop it, if you're going to give up on your own terms. I'm not telling you to give up. I'm not suggesting you give up. But I am saying, if you're going to give up on your own terms. More than likely, you won't give up. You get what I'm saying? So saying all of that, and this whole vid becomes, twofold. One, to share the information about my book, and then also to give you some encouragement or to empower you to do the things that you say you need to do, not based on what somebody else think and or feel that you should do. Full stop. Point blank. Period. So, back to the DIY, do it yourself. I know I'm talking about a whole lot of things. I had to learn how to do a lot of things in this struggling with diabetes effort. My whole website, YouTube channel, Twitter or X, all of that stuff, tweeting or doing these things every day so that the algorithm will push, what we're talking about and what we're doing, push it out there into the world more. I do feel it's important. So I had to learn all of these things. So I started building this website for the book. And I'm almost done. That comes, now it comes not easy for me. It's still very difficult, doing building a website, getting that together. But starting the book in 2017, and it's 2025 now, and me stopping, vacillating, should I, not, should I, maybe not, all of that stuff. I'm at the point where it's a full go. I'm going, man, I'm going. And it is my prayer and hope that I will be finished with this memoir by my birthday. That's next month. So I have 30 days. Now, it's not that I'm on ground zero with the book. Not at all. So I don't want, somebody to think, wow, you wrote a book within 30 days? No, I've been writing this thing a long time. But I want to be finished with it now within 30 days. I've already have so much of it completed, which I am proud of. I got to say, I am proud of it. But now I'm just going through and I'm gluing the chapters together. That's not easy. I'm not a book writer. I don't do that for a living. So I had to learn how to do that. And I'm learning how to do that. Here's another message for you type 2s and for those of you who have chronic situations. Sometimes we have to find other places and spaces that we can delve into and we can thrive in, so that we won't so often, or we're not just often finding ourselves in that slump of whatever the chronic challenge is, and we're just dealing with that. Yeah, we're going to deal with it, but at the same time, get some other things going on and get your mind wrapped in those other things. And that's what I'm doing. That's what I've done. So with that, like I said, I'm writing and I'm almost done. I'm learning how to, make the chapters glue and make it coherent and cohesive. Make all of that happen within this one framework. If I didn't tell you the name of the book, I'll tell you now. I want you to stick around so you get the name of it. So those of you who left early, well, you probably won't hear this part, but them that left early, or those who left early, guess what? You have the insider information. The name of the book is Sucker Punched in the Face. Did I just say face? Oh my. Not sucker punched in the face, but sucker punched in the faith. I said that purposely, of course. I love boxing. And so this is kind of a parallel to the boxing world and to, people in general, you know what a sucker punch is. You get hit or you get blindsided. You walking along and then all of a sudden out of nowhere, bam. That's what the memoir is about. I'm discussing, or I can't say discussing, but I'm sharing my experience with type 2, with going blind in the left eye, with dialysis, all of that, and how it crippled my faith, and how debilitating it can be on the foundation of your very beliefs or your belief system. That's what it did. And so with this book, it becomes therapeutic because it has shown me a lot of myself, and it has helped me build or rebuild myself in a lot of ways, man. A lot of ways. And I'm proud of them. Yes, I'm proud of them. Do I have a long way to go, or do I have more to do? Do I have more to build? Yes, I have a long way to go, is what I'm trying to say. But not as long as it was before. You start walking toward a destination, although it's far. If you never start walking, it never becomes shorter. It doesn't become any further, but it never becomes shorter. So if you don't start walking toward that thing, guess what? It doesn't matter how far or how short the distance is. It doesn't matter. That really doesn't matter. If you never start, you will never finish. And my goal is not to finish. See, that's where a lot of us get it twisted. We're trying to finish things. I need to finish this. I need to finish. No, the success is in the starting. That's deep. Struggling with diabetes. Where'd that come from? I don't know. The success is in the starting, not the finishing. We get it twisted. We get it twisted. We think we gotta finish to be successful. That's where we're fooled. And because we're fooled, and because, it's known, what happens is we never start. And if we never start, we will never finish. It's psychology. It's psychology, man. So because in our mind, we're thinking, I will never be successful because I haven't finished yet. Well, you're thinking way down the line, but have you started? You haven't even started. So what does that mean? It means I have to change my mindset. I have to change my mindset. The way I think. And writing this book helped me to do that. Sucker Punched in the Faith. Started the website. You go to it right now. suckerpunchedinthefaith.com. By the time you see this video, maybe it will be finished, but currently it's not, in real time it's not finished. It's up. I have placeholders and all of that stuff there for certain areas. It's up, but it's not finished yet. But I'm still proud of the effort I started, so I'm successful. You could send comments. You could go to Struggling with Diabetes, or you could go to suckerpunchedinthefaith.com. And on the message board, it's live and it's in effect. If you have comments, suggestions, or any of that, go ahead. Shoot your shot. It's available. Okay, you guys. That's it for now. I hope I've said something for you or to you that will be of help. And I hope to hear from you soon, okay? Take care, and let's see if they want me to come in somewhere. Take care, and bye for now.